the Western nations of the world. It's not by happenstance. And it's hard. I know it's hard to hear somebody say the federal government is doing this. And it's hard to comprehend what the manifestation of this will be, but it will be devastation and destruction. And I always ask this question, Clayton. If you do not agree with my conclusion, if you do not agree with my analysis, then tell me why the federal government under Joe Biden has brought in 30 million illegal aliens into our country. And no one can answer that.
No, and I used to think, honestly, it was just focused on the election. I don't anymore. I think it's much bigger than that. And I think you're seeing what you're doing, this amazing work, is starting to really pull back the strings on this, pull back the curtain on this, and uncover a massive plot that I don't even think we fully understand how big this is. When you talk about the thousands of NGOs that are operating and delivering these people around the country, can you talk about some of the mechanisms? Did your sources at the DHS and otherwise tell you, how much money they're being given, what sort of tools and access these people are being given? Is there any sort of follow-up at all from the NGOs, from the Department of Homeland Security? Are they following up with monthly, weekly checks to make sure that they haven't killed somebody, they haven't raped somebody, they haven't, gotten DUIs? What sort of things the tools and things are they being given?
Okay, that's a great question. So I asked him that. I said, what does it look like? And he said, before I start to explain this, JJ, I want you to understand, the federal government does not run the NGOs. The NGOs run our federal government. And I said, okay, well, explain that to me, clarify that. He said, you have to understand, we are in a chaotic emergency situation on the border. Tens of millions of people are crossing. Anywhere from 10 to 15,000 a day are still pouring across. The mechanism needed to move these people from the border into the interior is paramount. So the federal government does whatever the NGOs want and ask and demand for. He goes, the NGOs are buying with our money brand new buses, buying Mercedes-Benz vans, $150,000. They're paying nurses. One nurse we documented in one of the videos I sent you. One nurse made $20,000 a week. A week, not a month, a week. And that's one nurse. So the corruption. Okay, let me give you another example. I'll give you two examples. In San Diego, we filmed there just recently. Down in San Diego, just one hotel. Okay, this has been going on for almost 3 years, but just one hotel. There's many more. Let me just give you an example. Ramada Inn on Hotel Circle in San Diego. It's where Hotel Circle is where everybody goes to go to SeaWorld, the beaches in San Diego. So it could be anywhere from $300 to $500 a night at a Ramada Inn. They have walled off the Ramada Inn. No one from an average person can go in there and go, can I rent a room? It's all gated off, fences with barbed wire and tarps with paid armed security. And the federal government is paying for every single room in Ramada Inn for almost 3 years now. They're getting 1,500 meals delivered a day at about $30 a meal. Just one hotel. Let's look at the Row Hotel in New York City. It's housing about 5,000 people. For one person to eat for a whole year, and there's illegal aliens that have been there for over a year. This is staggering. To feed one person living in the Row Hotel is $36